So, Juliana Gomez, congratulations. Gold medal from
Thank you
Thailand.
so much. Thank you.
How exciting is it for you to have won the tournament and to bring back to the Philippines a gold medal? Well, let's start with standing on the podium first and then collecting your medal.
I know it's really nice to represent the country, especially in the fencing arena. I really since I get to go abroad, I'm very lucky that I get to show what Philippine how good Philippine fencing can be.
Yeah. Okay, so tell us about the tournament. So you competed in the women's epee division and
Yes.
you started off in the round of 16. Make us cuento like from the prelim stage to, and there was
Yeah.
and your finals, which was super close.
Yeah. So it was a pool of 19 fencers. We were divided into three groups for the preliminaries. So in the pooling round, I was up against local university fencers from
Mhm.
Thailand. We were seven in the pool, so I had to fence six of them
That's
to
a
get
lot.
to get a rank for the direct elimination part of the competition. So I won five of my bouts. Uh, Two of them were really thrilling. I had four all bouts.
Oh, okay. What's an all bout?
A bout is like the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in prelims you fence for 5 points
Mm.
since tuloy-tuloy yung matches. And then I lost one against the number one seeded fencer in that competition. So
Okay.
after prelims, I finished at rank number 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to fence in the table of 16, which
Yeah.
I won, thankfully. The score was 15-6, and then I fenced in the table of 8. So
Or
entering top 4, it's always table of 8 is always very crucial because you're fighting for a podium finish.
right, because that all the top four all will
They
take
get
bronze at least, right?
Yes. So
Uh-huh.
top 8 is always a dogfight, but thankfully I finished top 8 with a 15-2 score.
Oh,
And,
damn.
and then entering top 4, I was actually up against the girl who beat me in pooling.
Enter the top four.
Yeah, I was ranked number 4, she was ranked number 1. So
Mm-hmm.
this was the enter finals na. It was a very close fight, 15-12.
Ooh.
It was difficult from start to finish. And then in the finals, I fenced against a local modern pentathlon national team member.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And it was 15-14. How nerve-wracking is that?
It was actually pretty crazy because we were parang may nagsasagutan on the
Oh,
pits. I'll score 1 point, she'll score the other. So she actually
yeah.
had a 2 point lead for the first period.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I think I won just because I was more relaxed.
Oh, at 14 all, you were still relaxed?
I had to be. I had to be. I think to be able to move naturally and for the training to come out, your body has to be at ease.
Wow, but you must have been, well, what did it feel like to win that last point? And then after that, syempre, champion ka na.
That's the thing. When you win something like that, you don't really feel it at first. I'm sure that's how you felt when you won. Maybe I don't know. I didn't feel it at first. I was happy, but
Uh-huh.
I got that one light. I
Mm,
don't know how much that 1 point could make me happy. I couldn't believe it until I was having dinner that night, and then I was getting all these messages, people congratulating me, and then it really sunk in that
yeah.
you
So
know
is
like
this your first gold medal in an international competition?
it is.
Oh,
Actually, it's my first gold medal
that's
in any
amazing. That's
senior
incredible.
category.
So, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back to your fencing journey. So, you were a volleyball player in your high school days. Am I correct?
Yes, and in my freshman year in college.
Okay. And then you switched to fencing uh, in
in
20.
2019.
So why did that come about? Was it the influence of your dad or what? And then during the COVID, I know you were training all out in Ormoc.
Yes. So I actually brought my friends to Ormoc March of 2019
Mm.
just for a quick vacation, and then they
Mhm.
announced lockdown. So my friends went back home. I decided to stay in Ormoc because I was scared. What if I get stuck in Manila alone? My
Yeah.
and I think that that was the best decision that I've made because the day after I I started training with the modern pentathlon team because
Mhm.
at that time they were also just starting fencing, and
Right.
it's very nice to start at the same level.
Yeah.
It's very helpful.
Hmm. Okay, so you went all into fencing 2019, and I guess you developed a love for the game and wanted to improve yourself. Like I know your dad used to tell me na you always want to watch tournaments, watch other people.
Yeah.
How did you develop?
Well, at the start of the pandemic, it kind of just felt like a hobby because I haven't completely let go of volleyball. I had dreams for my volleyball career. I wanted to make it to the UAP lineup. That was my biggest dream already. That was my biggest sports dream. And
Okay.
then fencing happened. It started as a hobby, but then it it
Mm-hmm.
felt so
My
serious
coaches
because I
were
was training
national
with very
coaches
strong
and
athletes. They were former national team members, so it
Yeah.
made me want to strive to be part of the national team.
Mm-hmm.
And I think setting a goal like that really helped me achieve different things because naturally I got exposed to better fencers,
Yeah.
a lot of different coaches. I got recruited to be part of the UP fencing team.
Nice. So you kind of got pushed to be serious, and then you liked it. You
I
wanted to.
I wanted to take it seriously because I saw na parang kaya eh. Like I was ranking nationally. It
Mm-mm.
was it was very interesting to see myself at that level of play, and I just wanted to see how much more I could do with
Nice.
that.
I remember I saw you were at the Vietnam Sea Games. We were in the airport,
Yes.
but you were not a part of the national team. But you still
No.
went. Just
I still went.
yeah, I still you. I see. I think you just missed the team by just a little bit. So what did you learn from watching the Sea Games fencing?
Well, initially it was a very painful experience for me to not be able to make it to the national team for the 31st Sea Games. But I wanted to go because number one, my dad was going. It
Yeah.
it's his team also at the end of the day, and I wanted to be there to support. And I have friends on the
Mm-hmm.
national team, and I also wanted to see na parang if I made it, I
Yeah.
wanted to see who my competitors
Mm-mm.
would be. How like what is the level that I have to be in order to
Right.
to be able to be here. And so being there, I realized now, okay, maybe now is not the time yet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that I wasn't ripe for the picking yet, and even if I didn't make it, being in Hanoi made me realize that okay, it's fine. I have more to work on. Uh, Tunnel vision na lang starting
So
now.
you realize na kaya. You just have to work
Yeah,
harder.
yeah, yeah. It's really just finessing uh the all around skills. So I've improved my training program since then.
Yeah. Well, your confidence must be really up now that you've won this tournament. So you're gonna
Well, I'm
try to
definitely
make
hungry
it to
for
the
more.
Cambodia Sea Games. Is there
Well,
fencing?
the Cambodia rankings just finished, and I finished at number 5.
Okay.
But you have to be top 4 to be able to enter.
Mm-hmm.
So that just tells me that I need I need to do more work, and I need more exposure.
Yeah. So you're gonna work your way to make the Cambodia SEA Games?
It depends because to be number 5 means you're kind of like, well, okay, so there's 4, right? There's 4 that make it to the team. To be number 5, it's either you make it to the team but you don't really play because you get the spot of the 4th man,
Yeah.
or you just get to train with the team and not make it to SEA Games at all.
Okay.
I don't really know what's gonna happen, but given that I'm currently ranked number 5, I have no expectations. I think the girls who made it to the team are very deserving. They've been fencing for longer than I have.
Mm,
Yeah.
quite
So
much. All right. Well, now that are you going to continue fencing now after this? I mean,
of
what
course,
goal?
of
Next goal?
course. My next goal is to win a title for UP in the upcoming UAP season.
Oh, when is that? When is the UAP starting?
February for fencing.
Ah,
End of Feb. So actually, this competition is really just preparation for that. I just need to keep joining competitions and I have to keep training before UAP. So I get a better feel of my fencing during a competition because it's different. When you're training.
yeah. But are the rules the same in international competition and UAP?
Yes, yes. The whole sport of fencing goes by a rule book that's made by the International Fencing Federation, the FIE. So it's all the same.
Nice. Now, apparently this year you've been going abroad doing camps. Can you make us cuento like where you've gone, what
Yeah.
international exposures you've had?
So earlier this year, uh, mid-April, early May, I was in Paris to train in this beautiful, beautiful fencing club. It's called La Valois.
Wow.
And I was there because the national team was supposed to go to Italy and I was supposed to join their training, except that there was a problem with the visas. They weren't able to get it on time. So
Mm,
they didn't make it to Europe, but I was already there together with 2 other teammates and 1 coach. So we
okay.
decided to make the trip worthwhile, find a fencing club, fence
Uh-huh.
it, because this was also in preparation for their SEA Games.
Right.
And it
Okay. So
was,
you stayed in Paris for how long?
I stayed for about 2 weeks. And
Was that
it was a beautiful experience because I was able to train with my idols. Because fencing is a community sport, so it's not difficult to be able to meet
Mhm.
the people you
The best?
admire. Yeah,
Yeah.
the best. It just so happens that they were in that fencing club also, so I learned so much that trip.
Nice. Who are they? Can you tell us?
Yeah. So there was the world champion Natalie Molhausen for women's epee. I was able to train with her. And then we had fencers from the national team of Morocco
Mm,
and of France, of course, strongest epee team, I'd
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you travel abroad, like that camp in Paris, and then now this competition, do
Yeah.
your do your mom and dad go with you?
No, they don't. They have to stay because they're very busy with their work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to know that they trust me enough to be able to
Yeah.
travel alone and it's nice to see I feel very lucky that they support me this much because they know
Yeah.
how much I love fencing and they know how much I want to do good in my sport.
Yeah. Well, your dad was, of course, one of a very good national fencer for the Philippines.
Yes.
What has he taught you? What have you learned from him?
Oh, he's taught me so much about mental toughness because I think it was the last thing that I developed, and I still have a lot to work on. But I think that was the one thing that really stuck with me because he used to tell me when I was starting, he'd
Mm-hmm.
say, "You're good, but you're not brave enough on the piss. You're you're a little scared to attack, you're a bit scared to get hit, but why? You're gonna get hit anyways. So that's
Mhm.
something that I really carried with me because growing up, I used to see him play. And that
Yeah.
happens with any sport, volleyball, fencing. He always had this this toughness in him that I learned.
So he's teaching you to be tough, huh?
Teaching
Like
you how to be tough. Yeah.
that's nice. What about your mom? Does she ever
Oh,
watch?
no, she gets too nervous. She gets way too nervous to watch it, and she says so herself. Like I sent her a video of my 14 all match point,
Uh-huh.
and she goes, "Wow, if I was there, I would have been palpitating." I was like, "Okay, good you weren't there. You get to see the result na lang."
So I'm sure you called them right after you won. What did they say when you won the gold?
Actually, I didn't. I was just updating them the whole time. I said, "Okay, I'm in top four. I'm in the
Mm,
finals." I just sent them pictures of me on the podium, but they're very happy for me because they know how much I've wanted this. They
nice.
So it was a bit of a full circle moment.
Yeah. So how much time do you spend training in a day, Juliana, for fencing? And what do you do?
So I usually train twice a day.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the morning training consists of strength and conditioning. And then
Mm,
after that, I'll just do some pad work for my point control.
Where do you do your strength and conditioning?
Oh, I just go to a gym. I just have a coach and then we do some weights or sometimes we go to the oval
To
and then
run?
we'll do some sprints, work on my endurance. And then in the evenings, I go to Ultra. That's the fencing hall.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah,
See?
in Pasig, in PSC. So
Okay.
yeah, that's where the national team trains. And then since malapit na yung UAP, a lot of university fencers go.
Nice. So you're obviously, I'm hearing from your tone that you're really enjoying your fencing and you kind of, you're really loving this sport now.
Yeah, I always have, even when I mean it's still a roller coaster ride for me. But I always have, even when I wasn't doing so well, I just felt like there was so much more to the sport.
Mm. And ultimately, what would be your biggest dream in this sport?
My
What would
biggest dream, I always say that it's to qualify for the Olympics. But then, I mean, to want to qualify for the Olympics seems, I mean, it's a big achievement, but what if I won or what if I medaled? These are things that I think about also. Of course,
nice?
it's very hard to achieve that, but if I aim high enough, I'm gonna land somewhere good also.
Sounds like you're willing to put in the work. So
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Juliana, tell us about, are you going to be competing anywhere next year? Do you have any schedule already?
Next,
The you up in Feb, you're gonna focus on that muna?
right now it's just that. Oh, but there's also the Sea Asia Pacific Championships,
Mm-hmm.
which is gonna be in January. I'm not sure where that's gonna be held yet, but it's called the SEAF.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So there's
That's
that
nice.
one.
And what about your school? Are you continuing with your studies and what are you taking?
Yes, I am. So I'm in my fourth year now. I'm taking up public administration in UP Diliman.
That's nice. And did you have a celebration now with your mom and dad, or you haven't seen them pa?
No, I saw my dad. My mom is back in Ormoc. I hope to be home soon, together with them. But my dad is here. We had dinner lang, and it was nice. You were reviewing my fencing videos over dinner, so I'll have to go back to training to be able to correct everything, all the mistakes we saw over dinner.
Your dad was so proud, no? Kasi that was his sport and he obviously knows like what you've been through. Did he actually push you to join fencing in the beginning? You just
Weirdly, I never got that kind of pressure from him.
mm,
He's tough on me when I'm competing. He's tough on me. Like he'll tell me when I'm doing weird things on the pist or when I'm not moving too well. So he's
yeah.
tough on me in that sense. But to force me to train and to compete and to put in this much time. It all comes from me.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to force you to get on the to do your conditioning and all that. It's
No,
all
no, no.
Juliana now. Well, I'm so
Yeah.
happy to see you succeed in
Thank you so
fencing.
much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be watching out for you in the UAAP. That's gonna be
Yes,
start
please.
February, right?
I'm excited for that. That's really what I'm focusing on right now because it's been a while since UP won women's epee title.
Oh, so it's a team event that you guys are gonna try to win.
Team and individual, yes.
All right. And what are your Christmas plans, Juliana?
I'll be back home in Ormoc, spending time with my family, continuing my training there.
Mm,
Because I mean, ultimately, I'm a product of Ormoc. That's where I started fencing. It's where I got my foundation. They have amazing coaches, so I'm happy to be going back there for the
yeah.
holidays.
Okay. Goma, congratulations on your daughter winning. She said it's her first international win. How does it feel as the dad?
Well, I'm very happy, Diane. I see Juliana train very hard. She works out every day. You know, she really she's doing her best to get better with fencing.
Talking to her, she seems to have developed a love for the sport. I know she was telling me that she had big volleyball dreams before, but during COVID and you guys were in Ormoc and she got to train with the fencing team. Did you have a lot to do with her
Well,
getting switching to fencing?
well, when she was young, she used to do fencing until she entered college. She tried to do other stuff, and then she became a varsity player for volleyball. And then pagpasok ng COVID, I told her, Juliana, I am very definite that there'll be no volleyball because of the COVID pandemic. So if
Ah,
you go back to fencing, because fencing is one of the sports that are allowed to be played during the pandemic. So yeah, it took her 2 years to develop and get back into fencing. So now I'm happy. I can see the results of all her hard work.
so she started fencing when she was young, like what age?
Yeah, she started at around I think about 12 years old, 13 years old.
Okay, and then she took it up for a couple of years, but not that often.
She took it up for about 4 or 5 years, and then she just dropped it and then tried other sports. But now she's back to fencing, and I'm happy.
That's nice. So you didn't go with her pala to the international tournament. She said that you guys always don't go. Is that something that you try to go, but if you can't, you don't, or how does it work?
I help her during training, but I don't want to pressure Juliana during competitions. So
Ah,
I can feel that nape-pressure siya when I'm there during competition. So uh, during those times, I really try to I just monitor what's happening in her games, and
mm-mm.
actually the outcome is much better. For baka nape-pressure siya pag nandun ako eh.
Yeah, I totally get that. Well, the final, she was telling me it was 14 all, and then whoever wins the next point is the winner, right? So
Yes.
that big pressure point. And
In
she
fact,
said she
in
said
fact,
she,
yeah,
huh?
it began 14-13. She was up by 1 point, 14-13, and then like 14 all pa sila. And in the last minute, yun, it was a good move. You know you really have to make quick adjustments in fencing. Finally, when she did her move, nag 15-14. So I'm very happy.
She said she got her mental toughness from you. She said you're very hard on her, like during tournaments. So tell us. I mean, I can understand that, right? But what do you tell her on those moments where, of course, you have to be tough in sports? But what are some of the things that you tell her? Because she said she learned it from you.
Yeah. Number one, of course, number one, I tell her you have to relax. Relax when you're playing. I can say that, do not pressure yourself, but it's easy to say, But when you're the one playing, there are a lot of things going on inside your mind. I I tell her also to just focus on her game, and that in fencing you really have to adjust quickly.
Yeah. So she seems very parang she's really her confidence is up now. What are your next steps for her in the sport of fencing?
I'm really hoping that she will continue the sport. She really has she has the knack for the game. She's got what it takes to get good and to get better. So if she'll focus on that, hopefully after Cambodia Sea Games, she will continue and have another round for qualifying for 2024. Hopefully, if she can make it to the national team.
Sea Games, right? Sea Games.
Games. SEA Games for Cambodia, we're done already with qualifying. So for Cambodia, wala na yun. She can qualify for the next national team for year 2024 na.
Okay, I'm just gonna switch now to you being the president of the Fencing Association of the Philippines. So, tell us. So you have your team lined up already for Cambodia. What are
Yes.
your How is the team going to be preparing? Are you doing any international trips? And what are your goals for the Cambodia Sea Games?
Well, we have a very young team, no. Especially for FAE. Uh, we've started preparing our athletes. They've been doing their strengthening exercises. I'm hoping that come Cambodia time, come Sea Games time, they'll be playing much better than the last Sea Games.
Did you didn't win any golds, no? In the Oh no, was there any gold in?
We won one gold. Si Sam Katantan won it for a foil, women's foil.
Okay, so in Cambodia, do you think you can have at least two? Are you eyeing at least two?
Well, since Cambodia is a neutral ground for all fencing countries, and Cambodia is not very strong in fencing, so we're hoping that since it will be a neutral ground, we're hoping that we will perform better against Thailand, Cambodia, and Singapore.
Okay. What about in the Asian Games? Is the Philippines competing in fencing? Is there a certain qualifying standard?
Yes, we're sending a few athletes for the Asian Games. Now we were limited to the number of athletes we can send, so we're sending a few athletes.
All right. What about the Paris Olympics? Is there any chance for any of our fencers to qualify? I hear that Maxine Esteban is trying to qualify.
Maxine will try to qualify, except that Maxine is coming out of an ACL operation. So hopefully
Yeah.
by now she's much stronger, much better, enough for her to get her Olympic points. Hopefully she'll be able to qualify, and there are other two fencers that are trying to qualify for the Olympics. It's very difficult to get an Olympic card, pero let's just hope and pray that they'll get.